Hey North Region, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Cayla Bendel, our North Dakota Women in Conservation Coordinator. It's my job to hold targeted women landowner workshops, work on our R3 efforts, and help chapters with outreach events. In my free time, you'll usually find me outside doing something with my husband, family, friends, and poodle pointer Finley. A few months ago, Ryan Heiniger, North Region Director, asked me to prepare a best day ever speech to present at the North Region meeting to be held here in the place I call home, Bismarck, North Dakota. And I hesitated not out of fear of public speaking or fear of embarrassing myself in front of you all, because I think that ship already sailed when I made the questionable decision to make fun of the keynote speaker at the 2019 all-team meeting. But more so, I hesitated because I didn't feel like I had one single day that wasn't incredible enough to inspire all of you out there doing even more extraordinary things every single day. It's not that I haven't had great days on the job. Like the day I walked into new employee orientation and saw a cooler of beer and knew I was going to like it here. Or my first meeting with the aptly named Team BSU, Blow Shit Up, at Stickelstead Lodge when I cried my first PF tears. Who was with me on those? And I just realized I wasn't alone in the way I felt about conservation, hunting, fishing, and the outdoors, and that even more amazingly, it was part of my job to share and spread those thoughts. Or the day our rep, Renee, garnered 14 life memberships, including myself, at our state meeting. And then Ryan and I sang karaoke.
Toasted you, said honey, we may be through, but you'll never hear me complain. Beer chases my booze away. I'll be okay.
Or the day I harvested my first bobwhite quail alongside fellow teammates at the education and outreach meeting behind the point of a dog I likely wouldn't have gotten if it weren't for PF. But most of these days were about personal revelations versus real mission driving days. So for the sake of following Ryan's directions for once, I will elaborate on one day, November 4th, 2018. It was Team BSU's first Women's Learn to Hunt. When the North Dakota Phoenix rose from the ashes in 2017, R3 was still gaining traction in the organization. And as a team of 4 women who were avid hunters, the concept of targeting R3 to women connected with us. It became part of who we were in North Dakota. We don't get to have farm bill biologists, and we have to be creative with our funding. But women's outreach was something that there was a vested interest in by our partners and ourselves. So it was all hands on deck and trial by fire for that first event. A mentored hunt for 10 women, held on some pristine private land in southwest North Dakota. The discussion around the coffee table in the morning prior to beginning was evidence enough of the incredible day that would ensue. No shame in mistakes, no bragging, and no awkward silences. Women were eager to be in a room full of like-minded sportswomen, asking about each other's recent outings, introductions to hunting, and how to navigate bringing their daughters. Gracious landowner and passionate steward Don Clement remarked, "This place has never been so full of women." The day began with the women attendees cycling through 3 learning stations: clothing and gear, shooting practice led by North Dakota Game and Fish, and hunting with dogs. After lunch and a safety briefing, the women, accompanied by dog handlers, mentors, a video crew, and the landowner himself, hit the field in pursuit of roosters. On one of North Dakota's famous windy November days, the women did not slow their pace or have dampened spirits as we pushed cornfields, shelter belts, woody draws, and CRP. A few shots were fired, but low numbers in 2018 and unexpected flushes left us roosterless. However, we had no doubts we accomplished our goal to express what hunting is all about in the emails we received the following day. One read, "The fellowship with all of the women was just so much fun. It didn't matter if the harvest was not successful. It was the adventure of the sport, being in the outdoors, enjoying the scenery, and the camaraderie with the other women. I would definitely love to join you guys on another event and encourage other women that I know to join as well." Another woman's read, "While getting a pheasant to enjoy for a meal is always a treat, for me it was getting out and enjoying the North Dakota outdoors now that I have extra time available and the added pleasure of meeting young women doing what they love instead of just looking at it as a job." She couldn't have been more true. Sure, we made mistakes that day. We definitely had too many women in the field. We could have utilized planted birds to offer more of an experience or to at least offer a cleaning demonstration, and we should have utilized more finished dogs. But I vividly remember the drive home, thinking about the last time I had ever hunted with all women. Never. I remember thinking that we were on the brink of something really meaningful here. These women already had an intrinsic stewardship value. Their curiosity about conservation and the management of our natural resources often led them to an interest in hunting rather than the reversal. And we can attest that they were a lot more vocal about it too. Many of the women were mothers, seeking the ability to spend time with their kids in the outdoors, thereby doubling our efforts. More time to spend with their soon-to-be retired husbands, an interest in sustainable food sourcing, and a greater understanding of the connection between conservation and hunting were all reasons they listed as attending that November hunt. And I realized that a hunting heritage tied to those reasons is the kind that aligns with our mission and the kind they hopefully won't need reactivation. On that long, dark, boring drive home on 94 on a November Sunday night, I couldn't have felt a greater sense of accomplishment and personal purpose that spread far beyond my job. While November 4th, 2018 was no doubt one of the best days ever, I've learned that the thing about PF is there's no telling when you're going to wake up and have the best day ever. We get to be advocates for upland wildlife conservation, we get to restore acres of native prairie, we get to teach kids about pollinators, we get to work with landowners that are more passionate than we are about wildlife habitat, we get to work with the absolute best volunteers, we get to be stewards of this planet, and we get to pretend it's a job, and we sometimes even get to drink beer, have one too many laughs, and make lifelong friends along the way. So here's to a time when we can all be together again and have the best day ever.